Well, it was another big night in Hollywood with a very nostalgic Emmy Awards. Yes, it was. And we've got a full wrap of the big winners. And of course, all the fashion from last night. That's going to come up in just a bit. But first, former President Trump easily won the Iowa caucuses last night by a record margin, getting more than 50% of the vote. Ron DeSantis came in a distant second, almost 30 percentage points behind Trump, with around 20% of the vote. And Nikki Haley finished a disappointing third, right behind DeSantis with around 19% of the vote. Well, here to break it all down for us is our friend and 9 News reporter, Marshall Zellinger. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks, Marshall. Thank you, Marshall.
You told me people don't get round of applause, isn't that
but you
true?
Did. Yes.
Marshall?
Listen, anytime you want to come and speak for us when it comes to Trump, you're getting a round of applause.
Yeah, we're like, please, please, we desperately need you.
All right, let me ask you straight up. This was a big win for Trump, but this was very expected. Am I right?
Yeah. I will say this. I'm not someone who likes the term front runner when there's been no vote cast, and this is the first state to do it. So you heard, oh, he's the front runner. Yes, we believe that. But now that we have something on paper, I can say, yes, it was expected, and it turned out that way. So what do you do when something's expected? Like look at the NFL over the weekend. There were a lot of teams that lost that were expected to win. So what does Iowa mean moving forward? It just, you can't, I don't know.
You don't think it's any of a barometer for how the Republican Party's feeling?
It hasn't been very good in the past.
For the party, sure, but Iowa, and then you go to New Hampshire next. What do they have in common besides citizens? Like, you look at the electorate.
Right.
It's a different Midwestern state versus the far Northeast. I am not the national political expert from historical times of look at all these different candidates over the different presidential cycles and how they did in Iowa, and then something surprising happened somewhere else. But it's possible that if the front runner status, sure, going into New Hampshire, maybe Trump is the front runner still. So it doesn't matter who finishes second or how good they finish in second.
Right.
Is that what's going to make the difference? I don't know. But, well, what is it, next week?
Yeah.
Next week.
New Hampshire.
Did Tory's jacket surprise you?
All right.
What did you call me, the lawyer for a music festival?
An accountant for a music festival.
All right, can we use Marshall while he's here?
Yes, I apologize.
I know. Sorry, Marshall.
Sorry about our behavior.
Yeah.
That's just how we act. But let's talk about what you were talking about. Ron DeSantis was supposed to come in third. Again, I don't put too much weight in these polls. Only 100,000 people voted. I think we're making a bigger deal of this than it really is. But to a lot of people, it is a big deal. Ron DeSantis came in second. Does this put a little wind in his sails or lift?
I was
in his boots?
I was watching other programs this morning that were talking about this that are based in New Hampshire right now for the next week, and I think I heard that he had pulled all of his ads away and all of his spending away from New Hampshire, and so he's in South Carolina first today, and then he's going to go to New Hampshire. So when you've already backed away, I ran a race once. I'm a runner, and I ran a race, and I had coasted to the end, and I had a cousin who was 10 years younger than me and really fast, and he caught up to me at the very end, and by the time I saw him, I tried to pick up my pace, and I couldn't do it anymore. I say that because, okay, DeSantis has pulled out of New Hampshire. If now he's like, oh, maybe I do have some momentum.
Right.
Is it too late to start oh, where am I going to spend my money? Where am I going to get the attention? I don't know that you can pick it back up.
Is this the old tortoise and the hare analogy?
Yes. We'll talk in the break. I had a huge argument with my son about the tortoise and the hare.
Why?
Did
I
you
think
say
it's a
it like
terrible
that?
lesson.
Okay, we'll wait.
Marshall's never coming back.
So Marshall, speaking of bringing up the rear, Nikki finished third. So what does she do next? Is she done?
She won one county in Iowa by one vote, I think was the last number I saw.
Ooh.
So I want to twist this question real quick. Donald Trump won 98 of 99 counties. Do you think he's going to let that go? That would be my memory, perhaps, of I want to be the perfectionist. And
right.
I missed it. Not only did I miss one county, but I missed it by one vote. That's the one she won. Even though she finished third in the state, she could say, I won this. This is the thing I'm going to jump off of. I won this one county. But she spent a lot of time in New Hampshire. She's got the governor's support in New Hampshire. I don't know what a barometer for her would be like. I need to get so close to in second to say that I still have a chance, but I also don't like one or two states to decide for the rest of the country what's going to happen or who the person is.
That's what's happening, though. It's only a couple states that decide the election in the end, right?
Well, it's still called Super Tuesday when we're based in Colorado. When Colorado votes on March 5th, it's still multiple states that have a lot of sway vote that day. And maybe that's the day that enough delegates are awarded to determine who's going to be the candidate. But we'll know by then whether or not, if you vote for Donald Trump, if that vote will still count based on what the Supreme Court's going to decide next month because of what happened in Colorado.
Right.
I don't know what you just said.
Yeah.
That's what I was here last time.
Marshall Zellinger, everybody, thank you so much for being here
You will
and
be
for
back
all of your
to say the
expertise. We appreciate you. You're definitely going to have to come back.